Firstly, welcome to the channel. I'm Zara, and we're going to be jumping straight into this one.
Hey there!
No, wait, don't go away! Aww. Wait, no, come back! I come for you. I will not kill you, I promise. I promise. I promise. Here are my thoughts on Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. 5 hours are just starting now. This game is a first-person open-world RPG based on the Avatar films. Apparently, this game takes place 15 years after the first film. Another Ubisoft game, this came out on the 7th of December 2023 and is already getting very positive reviews, available on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. I got this with my Ubisoft Plus account, which gave me the Ultimate Edition. With the Ultimate Edition, you get extras such as some really cool cosmetics. You get the Zara bow and some other Zara gear to use in the game. When you start the game, you are thrown immediately into a cinematic. A cinematic? Yeah, more like 5 cinematics. It was one after the other. This, I can only imagine, was to catch us all up to speed. I guess to those that have never watched the films, this would also still apply. You play as a Na'vi from a special clan called the Sarentu, and you are taken away by the humans as a child, growing up in their facility, the RDA facility. You are locked in this facility, but you're also brainwashed into thinking that the Na'vi are the bad guys. But then, many years later, something happens. You escape the facility and voila, you're released into the wild and introduced to Pandora. Where we were, where we're going.
Oh, it's so cute. What are those things? Are they gonna bite me?
I feel like this is going to hurt me. It's very spiky looking. Oh, it's so pretty. And what a beautiful world it is. By the way, after the intro on the cinematics, you do have this character customization that is pretty fun. You originate from the Sarentu clan, which can be visibly identified by the marking on your character's cheek. For the most part, the creation was okay. I didn't really see a point in caring too much about this, as the game is in first-person view. But if you're really into photo mode, for example, then customizing your Na'vi would be beneficial. Also, don't fret if you're not happy with your character. Sometime later in the game, when you unlock the second biome, you can change your character's look. The game offers 3 biomes: Kinglore Forest, Upper Plains, and Clouded Forest. I played this game for over 30 hours and I only just got to the Upper Plains. Of course, after discovering new biomes, you are introduced to new clans. These clans become your allies in defeating the RDA. The RDA are also spread across the map, polluting or capturing certain wildlife in these areas. As you explore, you occasionally run into them and can choose to free the caged wildlife, as well as clear the polluted areas by confronting the RDA, or you can tiptoe around them if you aren't ready. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But I can't let you go. You're gonna try and kill me. You better not attack me. Oh, it's not attacking me. Sorry, I need your meat. Oh, it's ruined. Oh my god. Why? Why? Skill trees and abilities are simple enough. You have 6 main ones that branch off into their own individual skills. There are also ancestor skills, which are more advanced skills that you can only obtain when you find them. Some are covered in pollution, so of course you'll need to clear the grounds to access and gain it. But going back to the biomes, because I haven't actually gotten to the 3rd one yet, I can only talk about the first 2. Now in the first biome, you learn how to connect with creatures. Unfortunately, you can't connect with every creature you meet, but you do get your own Ikran, a flying mount which, upon connecting to, you can then customize it. I was disappointed that you couldn't name it yourself. You had to choose between the offered selection, and of course, during certain dialogues, your character ends up calling your Ikran by its new name. I thought that was really cool. In the second biome, you learn how to ride a dire horse.
I choose you. And you choose me.
The plains offer plenty of ground for you to enjoy by galloping around with your new mount.
Oh my god, do you see those weird cricket things?
Of course, flying might be your preference, but unlike your Ikran, your dire horse is not permanent. And just like the first biome, it offers completely different flora and fauna. This second biome seems a lot quieter, and I instantly had chatters come into my live stream seeing the game for the first time and asking me why this world looked so empty. But I could appreciate it for what it was. The Kinglore Forest was thick and dense. It felt more like a jungle than a forest. Every inch of the floor was covered in some type of plant. There were wild animals everywhere, and it made it seem so alive. Nighttime was my favorite part of this game. The colors were just insane. I loved how out of this world Pandora looked at night. I spent many hours just roaming around, getting lost and not even doing any of the quests. Oh, what? Oh, it's so pretty. I could cry. Jeez. Little floaty things. Man, this is trippy. I'm not even, like, folks, we're not high, but we're on a trip. Do you know what I mean? To be honest, I've never actually been on a trip like this before, but yes, this is what I would imagine being on a trip would be like. But speaking of the quests, there are of course many side quests. These felt more generic to me in terms of going around collecting things. On top of that, there were also community or clan missions where you had to go around collecting more things. In this game, you have to gather foods such as fish or hunt or by collecting fruits and mushrooms to cook, but also materials to craft. I honestly wasn't very interested in this part.
Why? Give me it.
Do you see the butterflies? At least I think they're butterflies.
Well, let me take
Follow
it.
them and you'll find it.
I think we should come up with a thing. Oh, I actually felt like I was really struggling there. Do it again. You gotta drag the mouse down. Of course, I can appreciate it in the game and understand why you needed these things for buffs and to heal quickly. I didn't mind gathering items needed to craft more arrows, bows, and clothes to upgrade your level. The higher your gear, the higher your level. You can also just buy your higher stat gears from merchants. So, moving on to the main story quest, and don't worry, no spoilers here. I think though, because I am familiar with the movies, I knew what to expect next. Therefore, the dialogues weren't really as captivating for me. I really didn't mind them at all, but because I know what the end goal is, I'm just ready to go in guns blazing. Oh man, I guess I'm gonna have to go in guns blazing. So speaking of combat, yes, you can go in guns blazing, or you can do stealth, or you can do a mix of both. I actually believe that it is encouraged in this game to be more stealthy. You get a scanner earlier on in the game which allows you to hack robots, but by no means is it easy to do so. This scanner also works as a means to bring power back to abandoned camps, which is also part of the side quests. I've touched on many points so far, but I haven't seemed to talk about the music yet. And that's probably because there actually didn't seem to be much music going on. And so the game was relatively quiet. It was almost as if it was an afterthought, although I noticed upon reaching the second biome, music did kick in.
Welcome, welcome. She's trying to fly.
But for a majority of the gameplay, it seemed that you are meant to just soak in the atmosphere and listen to the sounds of nature. I preferred it this way, actually. I enjoyed the full immersion into the world of Pandora. By the way, when we look at the map, being as it is open world, this game does not disappoint. I loved exploring caves and climbing up the cliffs. Using your Ikran to fly around was really enjoyable, but I personally preferred being on the ground and running around and exploring on my own. So yeah, overall, I felt like the game was just all right. There is one thing that I don't really like, which is cooking. I like cooking in real life, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the fact that you get hungry in here. But of course, like, it makes sense. And there's this community thing too, where you give back to the community in the game. And it feels sometimes, because you know that they're NPCs, so like you're giving back to NPCs, and it just doesn't make sense in my mind. It doesn't feel like the world itself looks alive. It feels alive as well, because I've been like contributing stuff in there, and I'm like, don't really feel like I'm actually feeding anyone. Don't get me wrong, it is an enjoyable experience. I particularly adored exploring the world and uncovering new territory. Because I know this game is based on the Avatar films, it has taken away the first-time experience magic. That simply to me means I just wasn't that invested in the story as much as I'd like to be. I think you'd absolutely love this game if you are a massive Avatar fan. Therefore, I would recommend this game to those of you that enjoy first-person, open-world, fantasy, and RPG. My community and I enjoyed playing this game, so I hope this video helps you decide on whether Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is for you. And if you already own the game, I'd love to hear how you found this review. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and a comment if there's anything you'd like me to know. Consider subscribing for more reviews like this. I live stream on my second YouTube channel and on Twitch. Would love to see you catch me live sometime. Take care for now, and happy gaming.